What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day, the postseason edition. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Join Ninja Nation. You know you want to. Never miss out on all this great content, interviews, live streams, as well as the luscious sound of my voice. So hit subscribe, and without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Brandon Pfaadt, who had 2 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings, giving up no runs and only 2 hits. He picked up his strikeouts on these changeups, which were nasty, and pitched really well, especially for a 24-year-old rookie. As I mentioned earlier in the season, Pfaadt has a ton of potential to be a star in this league for a long time to come. He outdueled Lynn, who had 1 K in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 4 of them being absolute nukes. Lynn picked up a K on this fastball to end the second inning and got absolutely fired up, going full Kenny Powers. Here he is matched up against Kenny Powers, and you can see almost identical. However, the next inning, well, it was a little different. It was like the All-Star Game home run derby broke out, giving up bomb after bomb after bomb, and he ended kind of looking like Kenny Powers here. Jose Urquidy was outstanding yesterday with 6 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. He picked up strikeouts on this wicked 2-seamer, these 4-seamers, as well as his changeups and curveballs. He picked up 19 whiffs this game, which were the most Urquidy had in a game all season and the 3rd most in his career. 7 of those whiffs came on his fastball, 7 on his changeup, 3 on his sweeper, and 2 on his curveball. And here's a breakdown of Urquidy's pitches for the game. Just totally rose his game to the occasion. He faced Jhoan Ryan, who only had 1 K in 2 innings, giving up 1 run and 2 hits. Ryan's K came on this splitter. I definitely didn't expect Ryan to go only 2 innings this game, but the Twins had different plans. My filthiest starting pitcher of the day was Nola. Nola had 9 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, giving up only 2 runs on 1 walk and 6 hits. He picked up Ks on his fastballs and 2-seamers, but his big pitch this game was his knuckle curve. He threw that knuckle curve 33% of the time, got 8 whiffs on them out of 14 swings for a 57% whiff rate. And when Nola's knuckle curve is on, he's really tough to hit. He picked up swords on his knuckle curve and just dominated with that pitch all night. I mentioned that Nola's really tough when his knuckle curve is on. And that's for 2 reasons. One, the knuckle curve is tough to hit anyway, just by itself. But having that knuckle curve in the back of hitters' minds sets up all of his other pitches. For example, here's a knuckle curve off the plate for a ball. And because you have to respect Nola's knuckle curve, he tunnels this fastball with that knuckle curve. And instead of breaking out of the zone, the fastball runs back and catches the plate, getting the backwards K. And then here's an overlay of Nola's knuckle curve and his sinker. And look at how these pitches tunnel and then end up on opposite sides of the plate. Again, when Nola's knuckle curve is on, it is a nightmare for hitters, and it was on last night. Here's Nola's pitch breakdown for the game. Nola is a big game pitcher, but after the game, he credited some mechanical adjustments for his improved performance at the end of the year. Nola outdueled Bryce, who had 4 Ks in 2 2/3 innings, but gave up 6 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 of them being home runs. Elder started out strong with 4 Ks in the first 2 innings, picking up Ks on his slider, his fastball, and changeup. He got this Crystal special. They don't have White Castle in Atlanta. They have Crystal instead, which also serves those little sliders. When he's on, Elder can be pretty deceptive despite not throwing really hard. Here's an overlay of his sinker and changeup, and look how these pitches track all the way to the plate. And as a hitter, you get fooled on that small velo difference as well as a tiny bit more drop. But Elder's good fortune didn't last very long. He hung this slider right in the middle of the zone to Bryce Harper, and Harper absolutely destroyed it. Look at where this ball ends up. Haters are going to say this is fake. That fan that was hit on top of the stadium, despite how gruesome that looked, he's expected to make a full recovery. It was just a flesh wound. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Brock Stewart had this 98-mile-an-hour heater. Griffin Jax had this slider and fastball. Evan Phillips had this wicked sweeper. Seranthony Dominguez had this diesel. Joe Mantiply had this nasty changeup. A.J. Smith-Shawver had this fastball and curveball. Chris Paddock looked really good with these curveballs and changeup. And I love the job Waino did here predicting the changeup. He's been so good in that booth.
He's got him set for the changeup. I'm calling it right here. Here comes the changeup.
Changeup. Got it.
Brusdar Graterol had this 99-mile-an-hour two-seamer, which for some reason Bob Costa said was on the outside corner.
On the outside corner.
Hector Neris had these heaters. He also walked Royce Lewis here, and Royce must have really wanted to hit because this was ball 4 and he decided to just stay at the plate. Home plate umpire's like, hey Royce, that was ball 4. Jhoan Duran had this filthy splinker and curveball. And here's a home plate view of a 98-mile-an-hour splinker that just disappears. You can see what makes hitting that so tough. Bryan Abreu got a sword of this 99-mile-an-hour heater. And here's an overlay of his fastball and slider, and you can see why that's so hard to hit. Paul Sewald had this wicked sweeper and got the last out against the Dodgers, sending the D-backs to the NLCS. Kevin Ginkel was outstanding again with these wicked sliders and overpowering fastballs, and here are a couple of overlays of those sliders and fastballs. He has been an absolute force this postseason. And my filthiest reliever of the day yesterday was Ryan Presley, who caved the side with this slider, curveball, and painted fastball, sending the Astros to the ALCS once again. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. Nick Castellanos keeps his string going, breaking up yet another serious moment with a home run. The legend of Nick Castellanos will never die.
We understand lately. So Charlie, if you're out there, we're thinking of you. This was Thursday. It's a week ago. He can always rake.
Charlie, all he wanted was people to hit bombs.
In the air, deep left center field. Castellanos has another one for Charlie.
What's up, everybody? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg same-game parlay. I'm going to start out with Spencer Strider for 8 Ks or more, then take the under of under 8.5, and for the game to be tied after the first inning. What would your picks of the day be?